the road. Oddly enough, I grew up with a father who was on the road, and then I ended up on the road myself a lot. And the road is insane. The road is crazy. The road is everything you've read about in all the rock and roll guys, books. Strange and bizarre stuff happens all the time, and it's all in the pursuit of those elusive moments where all the things come together with the music and the audience and the sound and the production and everything happens. But it doesn't always go that way. For about 15 years I led a band called the Sundogs, and my partner in the band was a guy named Joe Paquin. And Joe was a brilliant songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and we collaborated for years and years. For a while, the Sundogs were being courted, oddly enough, by Nashville. We had a couple of major labels interested in it, so Joe and I were trying to write country hit songs to try to convince them that they should in fact sign us, even though we weren't really a country band. And I remember during that process, Joe actually showed up at one of our sessions one day, and he'd written this beautiful country western love song called "You're Farting So Much More Now That We're Married." Anyway, it was a great song, but I don't think it had that much commercial potential. Anyway, so Joe played rhythm guitar, accordion, and rubboard, Cajun-style rubboard in the Sundogs. So naturally, when we traveled, he had a lot of stuff to take with him, on the road. So in order to consolidate his stuff, instead of taking his big, beautiful accordion, he bought this cheap kind of little plastic accordion, but that sounded pretty good. And he attached these two flat microphones to the thing and wrapped the whole accordion on both sides with silver duct tape. And so now the whole accordion is covered with duct tape, and there are these black wires sticking out the sides of it from these microphones. So he would put that in his accordion case, and then put the rubboard, this piece of corrugated sheet metal with kind of a hippie strap on it, in the case, and then usually he would take 6 to 10 pairs of spoons with him, metal spoons, because that's what he would hit the rubboard with. So now we're on the road, and we're in the middle of a several-week European tour, and we're flying from Brussels to Athens for some shows in Greece. And now we've been through security with all our crap, and we're in the secure area, kind of the ante-room before you get on the flight. And, there's a couple hundred people in there. And suddenly, over the loudspeaker, I hear, "Monsieur Thomas Rigney, see the security officer." And I said, "What? Did they call my name? Was that me?" And so I, take my passport and I go up. I said, I'm Thomas Rigney. Did you call my name? The guy grabs my passport and says, "Monsieur Rigney, you go with them." And here are these two Belgian gendarmes, full uniforms, sidearms, and I kind of look and I go, "What?" And they go, "Monsieur Rigney, you come with us." And okay, we go out this side door, down a flight of stairs, through a set of double doors, around a corner, and now I'm in a part of the airport that you do not ever want to visit. It's all long corridors, closed doors, behind which you can hear sort of wailing, and you can hear the phrase, "But this must be some mistake," in like half a dozen different languages, And these guys are behind me, they've got nothing to say, and we're literally marching down this thing. We get to another closed door, and this guy knocks on the door, and a very efficient sounding voice says, "Entrez! Bon, très bien." The door opens. These guys shove me inside, and then take up their posts on either side of the door. And now I look up. Perfect. Here's another gendarme, but this guy's straight out of Central Casting. This is Peter Sellers as Inspector Clouseau. and I just looked and went, "Oh my God," I couldn't even look at him, And he says, Monsieur Rigney? And I said, yeah, Rigney. Yeah, wait, Monsieur Rigney, your passport. And I said, yeah, here it is. And as I handed him my passport, I looked down, and on the table in front of him, here's Joe's accordion case that's open. Here's this accordion that's completely covered with duct tape, and there are these black wires sticking out both sides of it. A piece of corrugated sheet metal lying next to it, and about 20 metal spoons. And I look down and I look up, he says, Monsieur Rigney, perhaps you can explain this. I had to laugh. I just said, there's really no explanation for this. It will make any sense to you. Finally, I had to actually put on the rub board, grab a couple of the spoons, and go, and try to convince him that it was a musical instrument. Anyway, they finally let me back on the plane, and all. Perhaps you can explain this.